you pick one. I'm gonna see if it goes. I think we should be able to go on Facebook now. And then yeah, I'll tell you how many we got, and then you just pick a number,
Mm-hmm.
and then we go about 10 minutes.
Cool. That sounds fabulous. I've been watching your 10 minutes religiously.
Oh, buddy, I'm really excited to be playing with you. I'm looking forward to this. I loved your one where you were in the cockpit.
That's really stupid fun. We had no idea it would work actually, and then when we pulled it together, it's like
Well, I was talking to a buddy just a few minutes ago about doing it using backgrounds more. So yours was the first one I saw that actually did that. They actually used backgrounds.
Mhm. It's I don't know if it belies the spirit of improvisation. Yeah, there's certain setups involved.
Nope. You're still improvising. I don't care. I'm not a purist. There are so many improv purists. It's like, that's cool. But like for me, I go, you might just use the background, but there's nothing wrong with that. They've done improv shows where they go on a set.
Entire sets,
Yeah.
entire prop.
I don't think it matters.
It only gave us like a 5-second into knowing what's going on, and then the rest, like, we have no idea.
Exactly. Then you're back to improvising. All right, here we go. Boom. So we have 20 suggestions.
Oh,
So
nice.
pick 1 to 20, pick a number.
I purposely stayed away from it because I want to keep true to tradition and take the first suggestion.
Ooh, the first one, that comes from our friend Paul Rabenowitz. Our suggestion is Manicure.
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 Excellent. Thanks, Paul.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, it's a really good job. Really good job.
Yeah, I was
I
never
feel like
I was never into like manicures or pedicures, but man, I should have been. This feels good.
yeah, we should have been doing this since college days. What were we doing? We were just following the norm, drinking beers and stuff. We
Well,
didn't follow our hearts.
Yeah, you're right on. We're just following the norm and drinking beer. And man, like, I always kind of thought, what a dumb thing. And that's on me. Now I'm like, wow, my hands feel a lot better. Like, touching, like poking and prodding at it actually, like, now feels really good.
Mm-hmm. You know, I like to touch my face, and then I keep scratching myself.
Yeah.
Right.
There's something about it. Like, me too. I'm always checking to see if there's something on my face. So I'm always I'm always afraid that something's sticking out in the wrong place, or something's like I got a bear in the cave. Bear in the cave? You got
a bear in a cave? Is that an expression?
Yeah, it means like, in your nose, you got a thing showing. You never heard that?
Dude, a bear in the cave.
If I ever go like, got a bear in the cave, that means like you got to go, check your nose, blow your nose.
Bear sounds solid. Like where I come from, there's different classifications, whether it's solid or it's liquid.
Oh, really?
Yeah. There's different words for it.
Oh.
There's different words from every kind of secretions from your body, whether it's solid or liquid.
In the nose,
it doesn't disturb the other customers.
Oh yeah. Oh, sorry. What is it if it's liquid? What's the term?
It's called ingus.
Oh.
Yeah. and then if it's what's that? Yeah. If it's solid, yeah, it's called upil.
Shut up, really?
And you can just feel it. Like there are some words you get the upil sounds solid and ingus sounds flowy, right?
Yeah. I gotta tell you, like, it's really good getting a chance to get to know you even more. Like, I feel like, at first when you said like, hey, let's go get manicures, I was like, okay, and I was a little nervous because I didn't know what what were we going to talk about for that whole time. But now that I sat here and talked with you, it's like it's so easy to just have a conversation with you. It's really nice.
Yeah, I feel like we had something deeper, but when we're doing frat parties and there's so much noise around us, we cannot go into deeper conversations, and
Yeah,
and
yeah. I'm always like,
you mentioned Stratego. It's like, hey, wait a minute, nobody else likes Stratego.
I love
I feel
strategic.
like we have a thing going on.
It's the ultimate strategy game.
It's the ultimate strategy game.
I mean, a lot of games you play, they are a lot of games of chance. But
Mm-hmm.
strategic, like you have to have a strategy.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
It's my favorite one. What are your top 5 board games? Just lay them out. What are the top 5?
Well, Risk is a classic.
Oh,
Stratego, chess. Uh, I guess Settlers of Catan just for being contemporary,
mm.
and something non-contemporary is Chinese Go.
Isn't that's like one of the oldest games around?
That's one of the oldest things.
Yeah, yeah.
But
I think
again,
that's a solid list.
nobody in the frat likes to play it because it's not cool.
Well, I got a question for them. What makes you think it's cool or not cool? Is it because somebody says it's not cool? You know why I think they say it's not cool? I think they say it's not cool because they don't know how to play it and they're embarrassed and they're scared to lose.
I think it's if you're being scared, you can't explore different things. You can't get Stratego. You can't talk about mucuses, and you can't even get a manicure, right?
No.
You just have to listen to ourselves most of the time.
Well, that's the thing is like now is the time where we start developing who we are as people. And my first thought tended for a long time to be like, nah, I don't want to do that, man. Like it didn't even matter what it was. My first thought was like, I'm not going to do that. And then about a year ago, I said, you know what? I'm going to take opportunities when they come along. If somebody wants to ask me to go out and have a drink, or if somebody wants to have me go and play football or whatever it is, I'm going to look at a chance to say yes. And the past year, I've experienced so much more than I did in the first 18 years of my life. It's crazy, man.
Crazy, it's crazy. Yeah. Since
It's like,
graduation, I've also just like took off.
yeah.
Went trying some obscure hobbies and that are not cool, and then just like diversify.
What's your top 5 obscure hobbies? Top 5.
Okay, yeah.
It doesn't even have
Well,
to be yours. It can be yours, but like top 5 obscure
no,
hobbies.
it's gonna be mine. It's gonna be
Okay.
something that's close to mine,
Good, 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 good.
right? It's gotta be like watercoloring,
Yeah.
frisbee, blind chess. That's a very specific type of chess.
You say blind chess?
Blind chess, yeah.
Ooh, like when you're blindfolded?
Well, when you can either blindfold or you can play on an empty chessboard.
Oh, wow. That
So I
is,
guess it's called imaginary chess.
no, I like blind chess, man. I think that's a good call. That's good. That's good.
Am I off the hook, or do you need to say the last two?
Well, I don't want you
Yeah,
to
I
feel,
like
I don't want you to feel like you're on a hook. I'm just interested. I'm curious to see what you think the obscure hobbies are.
adult capture the flag games. Yeah,
I
when I
got a
was a kid, we used to do that,
yeah.
but when when you grow up, they say like you don't you shouldn't be playing capture the flag. Yet you are allowed to play touch football. So there are some certain social norms. Whether this one you should do it as an adult or which one's not.
Why are we listening to people like that? I think your whole life you listen to people who talk like they know what they're doing. People
Mhm.
don't know what you should play or not play. That's ridiculous.
Yeah. And my last one is just looking at the mirror and just pretending like Lucky Luke, and see if you can be faster than that.
Oh, like a draw?
Yeah.
Oh,
So it's like a mirroring thing.
those are like I'll tell you, like some of those games are so obscure I didn't even hear of them. I mean, those are the top 5 obscure games. I love that and hobbies. Like, I was trying to think of like, what would my top 5 obscure, like, just hobbies be? It was like, I think one is uh, riding a bike, but it doesn't have a seat. Like, I see people ride bikes, but they don't have seats, so they never sit down on the bike. And I think that's a very interesting hobby. Uh, so like that's one. I think my second obscure hobby, what would I say is? Oh, I guess maybe like playing checkers, but with seashells. So going down to the ocean, maybe that's part of it.
Do you need
Another,
to have different type of seashells?
yeah, you just grab different types of seashells, and then you have them. It's either you put them all the same
It's like a
color,
bigger seashell. Oh, that's like
right?
Stratego.
Like Stratego. It's like Stratego with
The bigger
shells.
shells keep the smaller shells, and the smaller
Yeah,
shells. And there's a spy shell.
yeah. So I guess maybe it's not that obscure. I mean, it's similar to Stratego. That's the thing, is like Stratego is like the ultimate game. Like it's just laid out so well.
But yet seashells are just the same thing as Stratego. Yet you're allowed to play Stratego. You're not allowed to play seashells, except you. You did seashells.
So like it's interesting to me that there's someone who says don't play. Sorry. Like there's someone who says you can't play seashells, but you can't play this other one. It's like who determines that? And then people go, okay, I guess I just can't play that one. When I think we all want to play seashells. I think we all want to do that.
Yeah. You think it's like there's a majority, or there's like just one big guy who's saying like, from now on, I shall decide that this you shall do and this ye shall not.
I think for years that big guy was the father or the male figure in the family or the clan. I think they deferred to that, and the older, wiser was the one who made those decisions. And I think now it still might be the case where they defer to someone, whoever is the highest status in whatever group of people. They'll defer to that person to make the decision. And then everyone goes, okay, because they said it is true. And then pretty soon another person with higher status comes along, or the higher status person moves on. And then now that
Oh,
person,
that's exactly how it was in my family. And
yeah.
so only when I did move to college, then it's like, wait a minute, there's like a bit of a unclear who's the big guy is. And
Mm,
for a while, I guess the big guy was those college jocks.
yeah.
But then I was like, wait a minute, why am I listening to these guys? Right? Yeah. Um, yeah, we can begin with the feet.
I think you just defer to people who you think know what they're doing because they have confidence. That doesn't mean they know what they're doing. It just means that they show a different strength of confidence. And when you're in
Confidence isn't
college,
always good. No, confidence isn't always good.
no,
Confidence
it's
would
not.
make you just keep on the same track all the time.
Yeah, I'm with you. And I think in college is the time that you can break out of that. And I think in college is the time you really discover who you are. And I think at that age, whether you're going to university or whether you're in a trade or whatever it is, I think those 4 years, like 18 to 21, I think those 4 years really determine who you are. And you don't really know it going into it, but then you experience a lot more. And those who, you know what good parents do? Good parents provide strategy. It's like Stratego. They provide strategy for the kids,
Families like provide all these things, but there has to be a rebel to change the system.
right?
I'm
Wow.
really glad I was really glad I saw you in Buddhism class.
Yeah.
I saw you earlier in all the parties, and then it's like, just another guy. And I just like secretly took the Buddhism class, and it's like, wait a minute, Rob's there.
Yeah. When you first saw me, and I won't be offended.
Yeah,
What was your impression? And I won't be offended.
he's just one of the guys.
Really?
Yeah, my first impression
Yeah.
with the big keg on
Yeah.
top of your head, one of the guys, just like one of the all the others. But it's only when I saw that in that elective class, it's
Mm.
like, wait a minute, there might be something more to this guy.
Yeah. When I first saw you, I was like, man, that dude is so calm. He's like cool like a cucumber.
Oh, it's calm. It's being not confident at all. It's just like I'll stay in the shadows because I can't keep up.
Man, they're right. Don't judge a book by its cover, man.
I'm glad I found you.
Yeah, I'm glad I found you. Scene. Ah, Aree, you are so fun. You're fun to play with. You're super fun to watch. Anytime I get a chance to play with you, I know that here's someone who's going to go along with whatever's happening. It's so great.
Oh yeah, love it, Jay. Thank you so much.
Now you're a huge part of the Oslo improv community. You do Impro Neuf, like have been putting that in motion for a long time, and like you've really helped build up improv. And not only are you like an amazing teacher and performer, but you also are like such a champion for improv and such a champion to bring people out to teach and to play with folks out there. Where can people find you? Like, what's the best way for them to get in touch with you? And if they want to take a class, because you're a great teacher as well, you've taught all over the world. Where can they take a class or watch you or any of that?
Oh, thanks, Jay. Just you can find me on Facebook. It's either this profile. You can find Aree Witoelar Improv as well, or within my community, that's Impro Neuf. That's Neuf. We'll put it on the links up.
Oh.
And I've been interesting to just like playing with different people I never had chance with, right? There's no near no far now.
It's
So I've
like,
been trying to do like an outreach to other communities and see like what's up.
dude, it's improv without borders.
Improv without borders.
And now you can like reach out to people and take classes with people all over the world, and you can reach out and ask people to do scenes or shows, and like there's no reason not to do that right now. There's no reason not to reach out, especially to the ones if you're like a newer performer or less experienced than some others, and you see somebody you like playing with, now's the chance for you to reach out to them and say like, hey, would you like to do something? Because more often than not, people are going to say yeah, and it gives you a chance to play with folks and get energized and be excited, and that's going to let your work improve even more because you're excited to do it. So reach
Well,
out.
you're my inspiration, Jay. You reach out to a lot of people and play with them. There's no one you're too cool to play with, and I think that's a fantastic spirit. So I'm trying to reach out to people like, you want to jam with me? It's super fun. So in the beginning, I was just like in the Oslo community, but now I'm looking into the West, into the US, and then I realized like, wait a minute, I could also do the same to East where I came from,
Yeah.
and find like all these communities, like and it's such a rich experience. I was just doing a jam with India, and they have such a different background. The scenes that come out is so rich for me,
Yes.
something new, right? You don't have dating scenes in a French restaurant, but you get dating scenes in doing street food, which is like closer to my heart,
Oh my
right? And it's like, why do we always have to do French restaurants? Why don't we explore the world, right?
That's so interesting because yeah, you realize the relationships are pretty much the same. The situations are the same a lot of times, but now you can add those elements of like, of course, street food. Like we all have street food, and why don't we put it there? And I think sometimes we make these moves that are like we've done before because it's easier, and we have
Yeah,
limited our imagination. So this definitely gives us a chance to have a bigger imagination and use that.
exactly. I mean, usually you do things that are trope-ish, that
Yeah.
are established, and not something that's actually really close to where you grew up from. And I
Yeah.
found that it's like, hey, this is a great opportunity to do so.
Oh, that's so good. Yeah. Right now is the time too to be like, there are so many that are free or pay what you can, or sliding scales. And so now's the opportunity to take advantage of that and like reach out and sit in on some of these classes and go to some of these online jams and meet people from
Mhm.
all over the world. And you never know who you're going to run into. You might end up meeting somebody who maybe you grew up near each other, but now you're on 2 different continents. Or maybe you just meet somebody and you're like, man, I just like, I have a connection with you. I've never met
Yeah.
you before, but right away we have this connection, and it could blossom into things that are really interesting and beautiful. And if nothing else, you experience something completely different, and you'll take something away from it too. You'll learn something.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure. Like I've already met a few people in some random jams that it's like, hey, that was a nice scene. Like, maybe we should do something together. Right?
Yeah.
It's really nice.
We're healing the world, buddy. Improv is
We're
healing
we're
the
we're
world.
healing the world. And then when this thing passes, I hope this thing still keeps on. Right?
Yeah.
We will still have what was before, and then what we will have this that we discovered during these times.
Yeah, I think it's here to stay, honestly. I think like instead of 100% online and no live performances in front of people, I think it'll shift, but I definitely think this is here to stay. And why not? Why not take advantage of this and be like, hey, Aree, let's do a scene tomorrow. Like we're thousands and thousands of kilometers away, but now we can hop on our computers, do a wonderful 10-minute scene, and it just brings that spark of joy to our lives.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. Well, you're a spark of joy.
Oh, you are
You're
my
a spark of
friend.
joy.
No, you are.
You're a spark of joy.
Aree, my friend, love you, and I will talk to you soon. Great playing with you.
Thanks a lot, Jay. Take care there.
See you, buddy.